Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I'm here to do the weekly reading, the weekly forecast for the collective. This is for Monday, let's see if I can remember, June 6th through Sunday, June 12th, 2022. And thank you, Jojo, for being here. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And let's dive in. Let's see what's going on in this coming week. Mercury has gone direct. Woo! Yay! Celebrate. Time to celebrate. Things have already felt like they've lightened up a little bit. Still a little funky here and there. Maybe that's just life. There's always something going on. And the Dragons is here. Hello. All right. So I'm going to be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle to begin. So, what's going on for us in this coming week? We have pleasure. All right. Sounds good. Nourishment. Taking pleasure from the more simple things in life. Through, nourishment makes me think of kind of extreme self-care, eating well, taking care of yourself, doing the things that feel supportive and uplifting to you physically, mentally, emotionally, all that. And discernment. Okay. So, yeah, it feels like there's pleasure being taken through this nourishment, through taking care of yourself in ways that feel really good. And with the discernment card, I think it's discerning what kind of discerning the difference between immediate gratification and long-term gratification. Typically, immediate gratification is pleasure through, eating a bunch of junk food, for example. But what happens if you have a sugar crash? Eventually, sooner than later, feel bad, and then you're reaching for the next thing to fill you up again. And this feels like this this pleasure is about making those healthy choices that will carry you through and help you feel better overall, um, in the long run, which is really great. Okay, so let me go to what am I doing? I'm gonna use my Mystic Mondays tarot deck. And the Aries made it. Hello. All right. So what do we got here? What is this taking pleasure through nourishment all about? Princess, dropping my cards. Princess of Pentacles. Princess of Swords. Ace of Cups. Huh. This feels like it's about communication. It's about learning to do things in a new way. This makes perfect sense now that we're moving back into a little bit more normality. Is that a word? In the energy in our lives, things are starting to get back on track. We're starting to build momentum again, and we're in this new energy, this where we want to take pleasure, or we are taking pleasure through doing things that feel good. We're being in integrity with ourselves. And we're doing it's like this feels very much like doing that work, like researching, going online, talking to people, reading books, figuring out what it is. Like maybe you don't know the best way, or you started out not knowing the best way how to nourish yourself. And so you're doing that research, and it's leading you to this new beginning where it's helping you to feel better, physically. Like this, a lot of people don't understand the connection between our mental and emotional stuff and what we actually put into our body. There's a direct link. For example, you eat a bunch of sugar, you're going to have a sugar crash. What happens with the sugar crash? You start to feel anxiety. You start to feel, like kind of mentally struggling emotionally. There's stuff coming up. You can feel like really uncomfortable in your own skin. You know, it, it directly affects, we're an ecosystem. And so this feels like you doing that research and being like, okay, what's a better choice I can make, rather than reaching for that, I don't know, soda or that candy or whatever thing you typically reach for, because it gives you that immediate emotional fulfillment, but then you end up feeling bad and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to feel bad. How can I support myself where I'm enjoying what I'm putting in my body or doing for myself? Doesn't have to be food. Um, it still gives me fulfillment, but it doesn't leave me with that awful hangover. Um, and emotionally, you become more steady, more stable, and ready to begin this new journey because you are being discerning. So, wow, this is amazing. I really love this. This feels like, you're kind of getting a whole new lease on life because you are taking your power back. You're deciding to make better choices, better decisions for yourself. So let me just finish off with, you know what? I'm going to finish with a rune card. Let's do that. Okay. Ooh, we've got Isa. Isa. Ah, looks like, it's, here we are in the city. Looks a little bit trafficy. I'm having trouble putting my cards down. um, let's let's see. Yeah, being stuck in traffic. This feels like the energy that you've been in, where you were trying to make a change, or you understood you needed to make a change but you weren't ready to. And the light here is going to turn green, and then everything's going to start moving. Like I said, the momentum is going to begin to build. So let me find the page for Isa. Ah, there it is. This card is associated with ice and frozen water and generally indicates a blockage, standstill, or lack of action in some area of your life. This could be a loss of physical energy or a mental fog or psychological block that paralyzes you. This stasis will likely cause frustrating delays in your life, but instead of fighting the obstacle, the card advises you to stay calm and conserve your energy. Sometimes there's nothing you can do but wait for a change in circumstances. Bide your time because the ice will melt. The light will turn green. As far as relationships are concerned, this card points to icy tension and possible conflict that feels like it cannot be resolved. There is an urgent need for objectivity and concentration now. You need to decide whether you're going to invest any more of your warmth and energy into a certain relationship to see if the ice will thaw, or if it is time to gently and calmly let it drift away. And the fact that it brings up relationship makes me think that that could also be what you're working with right now. I've been very much focused on physical nourishment, like, eating and drinking, but with relationships, like deciding, being discerning about the people that you interact with. Do you continue to put your energy into those relationships that feel more toxic and weigh you down and hold you back? Um, and maybe now you're realizing like that has kept you stuck and that it's time to get out of the traffic jam. Um, Although again, you haven't been able to do anything because of being stuck, but now things are becoming clear. Now you're figuring out, maybe you're figuring out like a shortcut or a back route, I can't think of how to say it, another route to get out of this craziness. And that's the exact way that you are being led to go, because you're listening, you're following your intuition, you're being nudged to do this research, like I said, to look into some some new direction and what you allow into your life for yourself. Um, and gently walking away, driving away from what doesn't serve you anymore. And that's beautiful. What a wonderful week. And here we have the sun on the calendar for June, which is all about happiness and abundance. So, let that be your mantra, follow the light. It will be shining brightly for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again for liking, subscribing, and sharing.